everyone, Shermanator 13 back after a little while, mostly because I keep forgetting to record and do all that good fun stuff. You know, things happen, you get too busy and whatnot. So, how's everyone doing? I hope y'all are doing good, because I know I am. Now, let's see. Ooh, treasure.
Look at him. He'll break his neck.
Okay, so, anywho, tonight's gonna be a little different. I'm not really gonna do a play-by-play per se, but more or less take us on a fun personal little journey. Oh, this is nice. Okay, this is the Auditory Family Crypt. So, anywho, as I was saying, just a little personal note. Oh, darn it, I have to read this. I was raised in a small house by the Phoenician lagoon, within sight of the rough foam-capped waves of the sea. When I was barely old enough to walk, I became a sailor, navigating the Atlantic first as an apprentice, and then while carrying cargo for my father's patron, Monsieur Marco Polo. It was a good life. But a few years ago, I was working at a crummy job. It's one of those ones that you never want to stay at for ever. And I was there for almost roughly about 10 years. And this one lady, she came to me more or less while we were outside. Oh, hold on. Ashore. One day while ashore in the harbor looking for work, I fell in love. She was barely 20, but when I looked into her eyes, the whole world was reflected back clearer and brighter than the sun. After that, I still went to sea, but my heart remained on land with the girl who had become my wife and our young son. So we were just chit-chatting and all that good fun stuff. Dagnabbit. One afternoon that summer, Monsieur Polo called me into his study. My father was already there beside an older man dressed in a strange hooded cape, watching us. At that moment, everything about my life changed. My father told me that he was an assassin. Removing his ring, he showed me a strange marking on his finger, explaining that our family came from an ancient order that protected and defended mankind. He paused, and then when I didn't speak, Monsieur Polo stepped forward. He told me that the stranger in the hood would teach me, and in return I would carry him across the Mediterranean to Spain. And so began my apprenticeship with Dante, whatever that is. One that was to destroy every bit of happiness I would ever have. So she shared with me personal detail about herself that you won't go around telling everyone. But she trusted me not to tell anybody. So that made me feel real special that she would trust me. So shortly after that, I took her out to the local zoo. And up there, I asked her to be my girlfriend, which she happily said yes, that she would. Just made my day. So we dated, went out a few times and all that good stuff, like normal people do in a relationship. And we did so for, let's see, I'd say about 2 or 3 years. I can't remember exactly how long. In preparation for our voyage, Monsieur Alighieri met with me repeatedly. At first our meetings were about purchasing supplies, but soon they became about higher things, about life, love, honor, and justice. He taught me that society was set up in such a way as to control its members, to stop us from thinking, from seeing. Soon I could look past all the laws and illusions. I understood that mankind was being used by its rulers, that we, the people, deserved freedom. It was then that Dante began showing me pages from a book that Messer Polo had brought back from the palace of the great Genghis Khan. The manuscript, the codex, was about our order, the Assassins. So, as I was saying, about 2 or 3 years, we moved in together, and I think it was probably closer to 3, which was just thrilling, because you get to spend every waking moment that you're not at work with each other. And who wouldn't want that? Unfortunately, like most people, it was in one of our parents' house. And it just so happened to be mine. So, a little bit more time passed. And things for my family got a little tough financial wise. Won't go into detail, but it ended up where we both got new jobs, better paying hours and all that good stuff. But things weren't looking good still, and we moved in with her parents. But this was for a much briefer time. But before all that, her father likes to have karaoke parties for special events or whatnot. So, let's see, 2 years ago, during one of these parties, I drank almost dagnabbit. 2 6-packs. Guess I hate singing. And I just knew that I wanted to do a proposal in a very special way. So, after almost, I'd say, actually I think it was 2 6-packs. Or roughly, who knows. She got off. And it was the new year. And nobody knew that it was coming. Not even her dad after I asked him his blessings. He didn't know that it was coming quite so soon. Oh man. So basically, she got off after some convincing by me. She got there. And I surprised her. She wasn't expecting me. She thought I'd stay at that time my parents' house because I'm not a big karaoke person. And I proceeded to sing a song in front of friends and family. And at the end I changed a little bit of the words. And through that pretty much asked her to marry me. And of course she said yes. And then sometime after that we moved into her parents' house. So then we were looking for our own place. And we found one. Luckily it was close enough to my new job where I don't have to get rides and stuff anymore. And oh man, I think I just did this all wrong. Yes, I did. And so after a little bit over a year after that, I decided on a date on which we would get married. And I chose the same exact day that we started dating, because I figured that'd be symbolic, and it'd just be easier to remember when our anniversary is. Because, let's face it, I'm a guy. Most guys have trouble remembering these things. So that day came and went. And it was so nice. She looked so beautiful. Everybody said I looked handsome, but I don't know. I mean, I don't consider myself to be all that good looking, never have. But hey, I don't care. There's only one person that I care about on whether or not I look good. And that's my now beautiful wife. And I think I am stuck. I don't like these tombs. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. But anywho, after all that, we spent our honeymoon, not quite in Disney, but it's at a resort there. Thanks to some really amazing people who have enough money to afford something like that, giving it to us for as a wedding gift. And then after that amazing week, we had to come back to good old, you know, regular life. The thing that nobody likes, because they all want to be out enjoying themselves and whatnot, you know, just having fun and not worrying about all the responsibilities. Okay, I know I shouldn't have done that. That probably sounds stupid, but anywho, it's been a great, wild, crazy ride. I will definitely admit that what they say about the first year of marriage isn't easy, and I can agree. With our own place, it's just, once you have to start paying for your own stuff, it's like a reality check. Okay, I think I see what I need to do. But anywho, basically after all that rambling, I just want to say this long, annoying episode is for you, honey. We have been together through some tough times, some good times, all kinds of different times. But that's okay, because I've had you. And basically, just having you in my life makes my life worth living. So, I just want to say, on this day, May 22nd, I just want to say, Happy 1 year anniversary, honey. I love you. You are my everything, and you will always be my everything. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Of me having a difficult time of getting to where I need to go, but finally managing it. But yeah, happy 1 year, honey. Happy 1 year anniversary. Sounds so strange to say, because I never thought that I would have such an amazing thing like that in my life, and to be able to share it with you, the one that I love, the one that means so much to me, that I would do anything for. I love you, and happy anniversary. So, anywho, there's all of that. I hope y'all didn't mind my little story time, even if it was a little weird. But yeah, I just want to say happy anniversary, honey. I love you. Our planned voyage never took place. While returning to Ravinia, to pick up the remainder of his belongings, Dante died. Dismayed at the loss of my mentor, I went to inform my father, Messer Polo, of the sad news. Before I could even speak, I was ushered into the study, and my father, his face white, locked the door behind me. Oops. Shocked, I listened in silence as he spoke. Dante intended to take the Codex to Spain where it would be safe, but he was being watched. The enemy of the assassins, the Knights Templar, still existed. I recalled the stories he had told me of the Templars, and it all became clear. Dante had been murdered. The Templars knew about the Codex, and they knew about us. Shaking, my father told me to take the Codex and leave for Spain at once with my wife and child. As Messer Polo ushered me out the door, he handed me a small piece of paper with a number on it. With this number, I could draw on his credit more ducats that I had ever seen in my life at any bank in Italy. Yeah, so basically all these things is the auditory family's history. And how it all began and whatnot. No, come on. Oh man. Dagnabbit. If only I had a little bit more time. Alright, so we gotta come all the way back here. I don't know exactly how long this video is running, and I hope it's not running too crazy long, because I kind of want to keep it to a certain time area and whatnot, but we're at least gonna finish this thing. And get another piece of the thing. I can't think of what it is right now. We set sail that night, the ship filled with cargo to sell in the markets at Barcelona. At first, all was well. Then, to avoid a coming storm, we laid anchor in the Otranto, beats me, harbor. Cloaked in darkness, the pirates came. I didn't see them until they were already boarding my ship. I hid with my family in the hold. Pulling out the codex, I ran the worn leather cover through my hands. Then I broke the spine. The pages slid silently onto the floor. I scattered them into the chests, boxes, and containers I was carrying to market. The men who found us were drunk. I could smell it on their breath. When they asked for the codex, I knew who had sent them. Holding back my rage, I said that I had thrown it overboard. They started to laugh. Two held me down, still grinning, while the rest cut off my wife's clothes. She begged for mercy until her voice gave out. Once they were done, they threw her into the sea. They took my cargo and sunk my ship, and left me adrift, clinging to a piece of railing. I made it to the beach with my son. My wife's body washed up on the shore the next morning with the tide. Man, people can be brutal. All right. Really? See, these things can be kind of tricky, because if your character doesn't go exactly where you want them to go, then they can mess up the whole thing and leave you a little frustrated, like that. Oh, God. There you go. Come on. Yeah. Getting. Whew. Alright. We made it. I have no idea why I keep opening all these. It's not like I want to go back. I never saw the sea again. Making my way to Florence, I rented a small room and then visited the bank. I had memorized Polo's account number. With the vast sum I now had at my disposal, I went to Venice in disguise to find my father. I returned to Florence the next day. Both Polo and my father were already dead. From that moment forward, I collected Tratus. Okay, I'm gonna butcher that word, so I'm not even gonna try it, but he collected things on architecture, studied the classics, and took vocal lessons. I adopted the name Auditore, impersonating a noble at the Florentine court. Accepted as one of their own, I took on the trappings of nobility and constructed this villa for me and my son. And then I hunted them. I raised my son to fight, to find the Codex, and to kill Templars. Together we would regain the honor of my wife and avenge the death of my father. Two debts that could never be repaid. To the auditory that reads this, remember that you are not a noble man. You are not one of the deceivers. You are one of the people. Avenge us. Well, isn't that interesting? And we're just gonna get some more. Ooh. Man, I wish I could find mine like this. Just like, ooh, oh, there's 500. That'd be so nice, wouldn't it? And I guess that those are the crypts of the father and son. So we didn't get to Thingamabobber for the assassin's thingy that we have to put those things in. But anywho, I hope that y'all liked this, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated.